Have you ever watched Ali Abdaal's video and wondered how you could edit your videos like him? Well, so did I, and because of that, I decided to replicate one of his videos, and this is what I've been able to create. What makes companies successful? The vast majority of the enterprise value of a company comes at least 10 years after the company has been started. And the best part is that I was able to do all of this just inside the free version of DaVinci Resolve. No Premiere Pro, no After Effects, and no DaVinci Studio. And now I'm going to give you the full breakdown of this edit and show you how you can edit like this even as an absolute beginner. And I will even give you all the assets I'll be using in this tutorial for free so you can follow along. Just click the first Google Drive link in the description of this video and you'll be able to download all the assets I'll be using and even the footage of just me talking so you don't have to record it yourself and you can start editing straight away. But that's enough for the intro, and now let's open DaVinci. So now we are inside of DaVinci Resolve and this is basically the whole project. Majority of it is done in Fusion. Only thing I have here on that page is pretty much just here me talking and music with sound effects. Okay, so we will start with this first animation. So let's open the Fusion page. Alright, I'm going to start with this part of this whole node tree. And this part is the background with the text. First thing we have here is just the transparent background. I just do this, usually it's just easier to do it this way. And then we have this, so this is the dust overlay background and this is for those black lines and particles you can see here sometimes. Then what we have is the stop motion to create kind of that bit of a choppy effect Ali Abdaal uses. I have it on a default value, so frame repeat for 5, and with HSL keyer you just pick this tool and I use it to remove the black background from the dust overlay. So I just click this and drag it over here and it removes the black background basically. And with this transform I just used it to resize it and make it fit the vertical screen because it just looks better than if I would just leave it the way it is, you know. Then what we have here is the blue background and this is the base of it all. For those white moving parts I used fast noise where I animated the seat so it moves like this, you can see here, right? And I just plugged it here and just created this kind of blue and white background with those moving particles. And for the text I have here the first one, what makes successful and companies. This is everything for the background, and of course I have like animated the text using the merges. Then what we have here, the second part, are those 4 bigger structures, and that's for those icons. This like first, second, third and fourth. What I have here is this node tree and this group, so it doesn't take that much space for each icon. Is basically just the icon with background and a rectangle to create this shape with rounded edges and transform. Then all of this is just plugged here and here just transform with again stop motion to create kind of that choppy effect. And for the rest I did pretty much the same thing, like for this first, second, third, fourth line. It's pretty much the same thing for all of those. And the last part is this, and this is white fade at the edges, so you can see if I remove it and plug it back here, it's just this like white fade and it's just 2 rectangles with a white background. Okay, now if we go back to the edit page, this is just me talking as I said, and then we have this second animation. It just starts with this gray background like Ali Abdaal did it in his edit. And if we open the Fusion page, first thing we have here is this vintage paper. I downloaded this from Envat Elements I think, but I'm pretty sure you can find something really similar for free and just transform to make it fit this vertical screen, of course. Then the second thing, just overlay the same thing I did with the previous Fusion composition, just stop motion and transform is the same thing pretty much. And here we have the graph line. What I have here is polygon. I just draw it like this, and then the paper edge to create this bit of a texture so it's not like super smooth, and just white background and again stop motion to create that choppy effect. Then what we have here is this structure, just one another line, simple, and text of course. First one, just those numbers at the bottom and those multiples, but it's just text, nothing fancy, you know. This transform was just to position this whole chart better. Then what we have here is the growth phase, which is later in the video, right? I have just animated the right on. Then what we have here is this transform, and I use this one to create this zoom in effect right at the beginning. And the last part of this are just those paint nodes, free paint nodes, and that's for these like underlines. So the first one we can see is the circle, which is right here. Then we have this arrow right here, and the last one is the underline for the growth phase, and just glow to make it look a bit better. But that's pretty much it for this animation. And now what we have here in the edit page, just music. This is the same song actually Ali Abdaal used in his video. I managed to find it, and it's linked in the drive, as I said at the beginning. And sound effects is just simple whoosh. It's pretty much the same whoosh you see in almost every other video. Then we have here camera shutter for this gray part, right? Whoosh when the chart comes in, and highlighter sound effect for the underlines. Then when the growth phase is typing, this is the typewriter sound effect, and for the arrow and circle, highlighter sound effect again here and here. And that's pretty much it. Like, it really isn't hard to create something like this. I would say that the hardest part about this is probably like breaking down the edit and really figuring out how to do it inside of the Fusion. But it's honestly like not that hard to do if you are able to break down the edit into each steps. So it's more like about figuring out what to do than just the execution, because the execution really isn't that hard, and that's honestly something I really like about DaVinci. You don't really need to be learning it for that long to be able to create some pretty cool animations. Alright, this was a tutorial on Ali Abdaal's short form editing style. I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, because I will definitely be recording more videos like this in the future. And if you would be interested in working with me, you can contact me using the email in the description or DM me on X. Bye!